Hello everyone, today we are going to talk about VERA 2.0 update which is going to come on 20th October, and in this video I'm going to talk about everything that is new in this update, everything that has been introduced to us in the live stream. So the first thing is the codes. So I've given the codes that was given in the live stream down below in the description box, and the rewards from the codes are like, I don't know, it's not very good, I would say. Like, they could have given us like 100, at least 100 dark crystals, but it is what it is. Next up, I'm going to talk about the characters. So Lin is coming. Lin is the first character they show us. So obviously Lin is coming, but I don't think Lin is going to come soon. I think Lin is going to be the last banner in the VERA sequence. After that we have Ruby. So all the Ruby lovers out there, the wait is now over. Ruby is going to be the first banner that is going to come on 20th October with the release of VERA. And the next and last character that was introduced was Sakifua. So Sakifua was not shown in the live stream, but I do like the dual swords mechanic. But I'm not going for Frost, but I do like the dual sword mechanic. And then it seems like there will be a collab. It was not totally clear that what the collab is going to be, but I think like this collab in the global version will replace Mark and Bayuki from the Chinese version to the global version. So we have to see about that, what happens. Next up we have new enemies. So new enemies are coming, which they call gray space entity. So gray space entity is actually a different kind of place. So there is a story behind it, and all the entities that come from there are known as abyssins. So because of that, VERA people could not spread their civilization, something like that. The story is something like that. So new kinds of enemies are coming, in which there will be common enemies like red flame lizards, horror beasts, and sandworms. So sandworms are something we have already seen. They are very annoying, and these two are something unique. Like, I would love to see all the attack patterns and how they attack. They will be pretty basic and easy to kill. They are like the normal world enemies. Next we have the world bosses, which is, they have named it Magma, but it is like same as Sobek. This enemy also has the same skill, annoying skill, that it is going underground and then coming up suddenly and giving you a huge damage, which it literally one-shots you. And they have just increased its annoyingness by giving it another skill, which is the sand barrier, as you can see. So if you are not together before starting the fight, you will be blocked out of the sand barrier. You can't get inside of this barrier. So keep in mind, you need to stay together before you fight this. Then we have Rudolph, which is a big ass reindeer, bioengineered. I don't know why they did this, bioengineered, and why it is roaming here freely. Well, it is what it is. So this reindeer has some lightning skills, and it's best to use ranged character against it, because if you are too close to it, you are going to thrashed by its leg, like it's hopping too much like that. So it's better to use ranged characters. Then we have instance bosses. These bosses are different from world bosses. We have the puppet singer, which uses charge and dash attacks, so we need to be careful with our dodges. And this boss will drop volt and physical high level equipments. So we have to see what are the chances when we get to fight this boss in real. And by the looks of it, it seems that this enemy is weak to fire. So they are again promoting Ruby, so that you pull for Ruby. And then we have Abyssant Weaver, which this enemy can clone itself, and we first need to defeat the clones of these enemies, and after that we can defeat the actual enemy. Without defeating the clones of this enemy first, we can't defeat the actual enemy. And this Abyssal Weaver will be dropping flame or frost stats, 5-star equipments. And then we have a new region which is called Grey Space, and it looks like this. This is where you can access it. And then it has 3 divisions, 3 parts, which is, first is this one, the second is this one, which is that shape we were watching, and third is this one. So this is divided in 3 parts. As to how to enter these spaces, there are randomly portals generated which is called gray space fissures, which will randomly appear in the world. So we can enter this place from here or from the place that I just showed you earlier. They also say that we can teleport to this place by using gray space scriptures, which can be found by exploring Miroria. So what that exactly is, I first thought that it's a teleport. It may be a teleportation. We have to see what that is exactly. And then we have this giant turtle-like sea monster-like something floating. This is the main boss. Like, I think this is the strongest abyssant among all the abyssants. So there was not much information disclosed about what it can do and what rewards it going to drop, but we will have to find out when the VERA drops. Now let's talk about the world itself. What kinds of new things are we going to get to see in this new world? So first is frequent sandstorms. So whenever we are exploring the VERA desert, there will be sandstorms occasionally. So they are saying to take shelter while this is happening, but I have no idea. If we are in the bare desert sand, where the hell am I going to find a shelter? I have no idea, but it is what it is. Okay, then we have the rock pillars. So all the chests, nucleuses and everything they are going to be in weird positions and on the top of these weird rock pillars. So I think it would be pretty easy to use the jetpack and then use the grab thing. What's that its name? I forgot. The grab gadget. So we can easily climb it, I think, but I'll have to see if it poses any challenge even by using all those gadgets. And then we also have quicksand belt. So whenever we are just roaming around, getting in the view, even if in the desert there is nothing to look at, but let's say you are enjoying the scenery, you are just walking around, you're just listening to music, and boom, there is a quicksand. You got fucked. So it does not show that how we could be getting out of this sand, but my guess is like we could use jetpack, but I don't know what is going to happen. We have to see what it tells. Then there is also a beautiful region among the desert plains, that is they are calling Oasis. And then we are getting a new home. So this is different from the housing system. This is a home that we are getting in Miroria. And then there is also a Oasis Club. It's for entertainment and relaxation purposes. But important thing to notice here or take note here is the bartender here is known as gay.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
So tread carefully, because I've heard that he makes a drink that is called Nightingale Heart, and it does not sound very good for you. And then we have an archive room, which actually gives us knowledge and about the history of VERA and the story of the place. But I would have been much more happier if they would have given that thing in a story quest or something, instead of saying us to visit a place and then read all the descriptions. And then we have the transportation system in the Miroria. So the transportation is a very good way to see the visuals of the city. So we can change view while we are in the transport. So we can use first person view or we can use third person view and just let the transport you, and you can just watch outside the window and take in the visuals of the city. And in the live stream, Lynn said that to visit the subway especially. Don't know what there is so special in the subway, but obviously I'm going to find out when the update drops. Speaking of transportation, there are two vehicles. One is a camel-like vehicle, which is, I suppose, from the battle pass, and another vehicle is looks like a snowmobile. I think this will be a sand mobile, I guess. And this is a vehicle which will be obtainable from a gachapon machine event. So the gachapon machines are something that you can use to draw gifts and rewards, which are these things. But it shows that we can use voucher or another currency, but it does not show that and we can use Mira on it. But I can see that there is another locked gachapon machine just right side of it, so maybe that will use Mira. But they say that Mira is the currency in Midoriya, and we can get it by exploring or just randomly find it everywhere scattered. But I don't see where we are going to use this Midoriya on, so they don't show it. Then we have some NPC missions. So they say that there could be some special rewards among all the NPC missions. So I think we should be doing all the NPC missions around the Midoriya region or Vera to see what surprising gift we can get. Now talking about the new modes, the 8-player raid mode has a new mode which is hard mode, and when we play this mode we will be getting a special currency which is known as space-time crystal fragments, and we can use this to exchange new combat engines. So these combat engines are some specific kind of engines which will go in the slot of the equipment, which will give us specific elemental damage bonuses depending on what combat engine we are upgrading or putting in our equipment slots. Now there is also a new instance in raid which is called battle test area, and this instance will have the Rudolph which we were talking about earlier. The only difference is in this place the Rudolph enemy will be much more stronger. Then we also have a secret mission for Ruby. They said that we need to find it out, so I think that it will not be shown where this mission can be done from, so we will have to find out where this mission is, and the rewards are very good as they say in the live stream. Now they are also putting in some effort to create good music. As I also play Genshin, I am accustomed to listening to good music, which makes me feel good. So this game is different from Genshin. This has a MMO aspect, but if it also has good music, that is the cherry on the top of it, and I love it. I want to hear more amazing and good music from them. And lastly, we have all the events. So milestone rewards and side-by-side event. These events are for new players. So anyone who have already collected it, like I have already collected it, so this is not for us. These are for new players who are starting the game. And then we have new events which are for everyone, which is Midoriya Tour, which is you need to explore the city. And then we have Ultimate Weapon, which is limited challenges and we can win reward. Then this is childlike innocence, so we need to collect some kind of bubbles, so get this and then get the rewards. And then we have plain and simple login reward, which gives us 15 red nucleuses. And that's it for the events for this phase of the update. So that's it for the VERA update live stream. There were some things that they did not clearly said about, like Mira. So when the update drops, I will be making videos on all of those things. So you can subscribe to my channel if you wanted to see this kind of content, and I'll see you in my next video.